Hello everyone, today I want to introduce you to a groundbreaking theory that has reshaped and has contributed a lot in human personality and our understanding of human behavior and learning. Albert Bandura's social cognitive theory. At its core, social cognitive theory emphasizes the dynamic interaction between individuals and in their environment and their own cognition. Banduras proposed that we learn not only through direct experience but also by observing others and modeling their behavior. So, talking about the background of Bandura's developed social learning theory (SLT) in the 1960s, which later became known as social cognitive theory (SCT). It evolved into the SCT in 1986 and holds the learning happens in a social context with a dynamic and reciprocal interaction between the individual's environment and behavior. So now think about it. How often do we learn by watching others? From infancy to adulthood, we observe and imitate the actions of those around us. This process of observation learning is at the heart of social cognitive theory. This states that humans may witness and observe others' behavior and subsequently repeat it. This is frequently demonstrated through the modeling of actions. Individuals who witness effective demonstrations of activity are more likely to successfully do the behavior themselves. For processes influence observation learning, there are attention, retention, motor reproduction, and reinforcement and motivation. Now we can also see the image in the slide where a person is learning to use chopstick observing her friend. This happens in everyone's life. This happens how you deal and how you understand the behavior and develop your personality on it through observation. So, moving on to reciprocal determinism. This is the fundamental principle of SCT. It is the interaction between a person which involves learning experience, the environment which is comprised of the external social context, and behavior which is the response to stimuli to achieve objectives. Therefore, a person is not purely determined by internal factors or environmental factors, but by the interaction of two processes. A person may decide to exercise regularly from their thoughts of how they value the health of an individual, the presence of exercise facilities in the community, and their past experiences with exercise. In turn, regular exercise is likely to mold their ideas of health of an individual, encouraging them to exercise in a similar or different manner. So, in this way, you can see how the personality is related to the personal factor, behavior, and environment. So, moving on to self efficiency, this is the central idea of SCT. It is the process of developing and setting goals that occur in the context of the person environment hypothesis. Theoretical concepts include a person who has or exists as a palladium level or experience for learning, an environment as an external context with a social nature, and behavior as a response to stimuli to achieve the set goals. In other words, individuals are not the product of internal or external conditions, but rather the process of shared interaction between these two factors. Self efficacy is a fundamental belief in one's own ability to successfully perform tasks and achieve desired outcomes with significant implications for behavior, performance, and well being. So, moving on to the next, modeling. Modeling is a bit common and we see it everywhere. Modeling, sometimes referred to as observational learning or vicarious learning in social cognitive theory (SCT), is a process by which people pick up new skills by watching and copying the actions of others or models. Modeling, a key idea in SCT and a notion put out by psychologist Albert Bandura, is essential to how people learn in new abilities, attitudes, and behaviors. For example, if someone sees a model wearing a certain type of clothing and receives compliments for doing so themselves, they may be more likely to purchase clothing like that of the model. So, this is how the modeling works in a real life. Even though Albert Bandura's theory has helped a lot in shaping and understanding personality, it still holds some critique in the real world. Some of them are: 1. A limited focus on biological factors. It fails to adequately take into account that the influence of biological factors such as genetics and neurobiology on the formation of personality. Secondly, situational factor. It may fail to recognize the significant impact that contextual elements like cultural norms and socioeconomic positions have on behavior and personality development. Thirdly, complexity of self efficacy. Individuals may have different levels of confidence in their abilities depending on the task or context. And lastly, lack of emphasis on emotional process. It may not fully account for the influence of emotions on behavior and decision making. So these are the few references I used to develop my PowerPoint. And thank you so much for being with me, and thank you so much Greenwich University for giving me this opportunity to develop to understand social cognitive theory and many more theories. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.